Il segreto è riuscire a vedere i particolari e l'insieme nello stesso momento. Infatti anche quando si dipinge si deve tener conto del particolare ma anche di come sta venendo l'insieme.
Engaging with art is a lifelong journey. Whether you choose to practice it yourself or study the works of others, it involves all the senses and captivates you even when you least expect it. It stimulates your mind, compels you to think and reflect, transports you through times and across culture, and invites you into the depths of the souls who created it. A life immersed in art is an intense one, not always linear, because it makes you question yourself, challenges your certainties and logic, and teaches you that sometimes it's better to lower your defenses to discover who you truly are. Art is therapeutic. It exercises our fears and fulfills our needs. What a powerful realization, and it didn't take much to understand it. Considering that long before the invention of writing, men and women were already drawing and engraving the rocky walls of their dwellings. Through art, we can depict and envision our ideal world, and by seeing represented, we carry it in our hearts and minds, just as we lovingly cherish our own creations. Artistic practice is no less important than simply admiring masterpieces in museums and galleries. It trains our minds to perceive shapes and colors, to analyze them both in detail and as a whole, and to understand how they relate to one another. It cultivates a sense of spatial awareness that those who don't practice art may never develop. It teaches us that each of us can enjoy the pleasure of seeing what we imagine, where we want, how we want, without asking permission from anyone but ourselves. Because art is synonymous with freedom, and the artist is conceptually and ideologically free. So let's train our minds to create a precious space for self-expression through artistic practice. And it's not about being recognized as artists by others, but about feeling fulfilled and enlightened by what we have created, because it represents us in some way. Shapes, colors, movement, composition, ability to see detail and the whole, creativity, originality, refinement and precision of the stroke, personality of the mark, choice of colors, choice of elements, setting, atmosphere, rendering. Those who can interpret a work of art from a technical perspective can learn a great deal about the personality of the person who created it. Involvement, immersion, emotion, feelings such as pleasure, nostalgia, joy, serenity, enchantment, wonder, amazement, confusion, disappointment, discomfort, aesthetic critique, and technical criticism. These are just some of the sensations we may experience when looking at a work of art. And the most curious thing is, we might not even be art lovers or particularly interested. We might encounter it by pure chance, passing by without intending to look. Yet even if we don't mean to, we spontaneously form a judgment about what we see. Visual art evokes immediate sensation, often indefinable, much like music does. It overwhelms us, and we struggle to explain why. It draws us in like a magnet, unsettles us, enlightens us, follows us like a song we can't get out of our heads. It haunts and delights us. This duality of emotion is what life is made of, what fills our days. And yes, it's possible to represent what stirs this feeling within us. We train our brains to create images in the virtual screen of our minds that help us organize thoughts, reflections, information, anything that comes to mind, as if we were building mental maps. This enhances our problem-solving skills, a highly valued trait in any professional field. I will dedicate a separate chapter to creativity, which is an innate ability. Like all things, if not nurtured, it risks being lost along the way. Those who believe creativity belongs solely to the artistic realm are mistaken. Creative individuals have the advantage of expressing themselves across any field of work, because they know how to bring their imagination to life. Creativity is what saves us. Being creative outside the arts means having the ability to propose solutions others don't see. It means processing available data more quickly and effectively. This ability stems from consistent creative training, which we begin as children when we learn to draw and write at school. The habit of representing our thoughts on paper greatly enhances our brain's capacity to visualize mental images in the little theater of the mind that occasionally delights us with daydreams. This opens up infinite possibilities to imagine scenarios in which to immerse ourselves, and just as many opportunities to develop thoughts that helps us solve everyday problems. So, I hope I've been convincing and spark a little curiosity to begin your journey into the world of art. See you soon!